Okay, we got the conclusion to Erza's fight, and as I expected, it is a brutal one where they're both covered in blood and injuries, and I loved every minute of it. So in her Heaven's Wheel armor, Erza's just throwing dozens of swords at Mitsuki, and Mitsuki's just blocking them, and she's also getting hit a few times. But then she gets really pissed, smashes his all away, and then Mitsuki creates her own swords, and starts just chucking them at Erza. And Erza's actually surprised by this, but Mizuki says, in this blue dimension, I am all-powerful. I can make whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. It's my imagination is its limit. And she just starts ripping apart Erza's armor and smashing her. And Heaven's Wheel armor just is destroyed. And Mitsuki's like, now that you can't use now that you no longer have armor, you can't move, because Erza has been moving by moving her armor, and then her armor, of course, she's wearing it, so it drags her body with it. So now that her armor's been destroyed, Erza cannot move in the blue dimension. Except, Erza has more armor. So she just re-equips Seehammer's armor. So Mitsuki is surprised by this, and this gives Erza an opening to basically cut her down the chest. So Mitsuki finally recognizes Erza's strength and starts to fight seriously. It took her long enough to realize that Erza's a threat. And she starts just attacking Erza with the dimension itself. Like, it is just like before, it just streams of blue, and it's just pounding Erza in all directions. Mitsuki claims that she's only used this power once before against Kirin when they were sparring, which is just another confirmation that Mitsuki and Kirin are equal in power, and they're both on par with guild arts, which has been mentioned multiple times. Which means that what they're saying is that Erza and Loxus have finally made it to guild arts level of power. I say that because it's already been shown that Loxus and Erza are equal in strength. So, that's cool to know that they're finally moving up, especially since they have to soon take on a dragon god. That's still a long way away, because another dragon god, Akanologia, killed someone who was on par with guild arts, Serena. Not just that, but also the captain of Diablos was apparently the strongest, and he was one-shotted by another dragon god. So, they got a long way to go if they just finally caught up to a guild arts. And that's only two of them. Like, there's still the rest of the crew that needs to get stronger. That's crazy. So the Sea Hammer's armor obviously gets blown apart because it's just being smashed in all directions by a dimension itself. And then Erza's about to equip again, but the Misa says, no. You ain't doing that again. Uses her ability to produce chains and just wraps Erza up. So this image of Erza wrapped up really basically confirms something I've been thinking for a while now. The fairy tale women are getting bigger and bigger asses. In all of shonen, it's common to have big-boobed women, but it's not very common to have big asses, except when it comes to Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. They just all have big asses at this point, and they're prominently being shown in many of their art, a nice ass shot over and over again, not just a boob shot. So yeah, it's definitely a thing that's apparently on the man's mind at this point. But anyway, Mitsuki fires off another blue stream and to finish off Erza, but she blocks it with her adamantite shield. Okay, her adamantite armor is just weird at this point. It could block the Jupiter cannon, but it couldn't stand up against Kagura, but now it can block Mitsuki, who's on par with guild arts. Okay, so my assumption is that her adamantite armor, in fact all of her armor and swords, are strengthened by her magic the same way Lucy's spirits are strengthened by her magic. So as they get stronger, whatever they use gets stronger as well. That's the only way I can explain what just happened. The fact that Mitsuki could be blocked by the adamantite shield. Which, if that's how it goes, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I just wish it could be explained better, or at least explained at all. So, Mitsuki still can't believe that Erza's still able to fight back, but Erza says, well, if you're going to trap a wizard, then you should probably use anti-magic stones, which she has been chained up by those before back in Tartaros, but still. The fact that Mitsuki didn't think of that is kind of funny. Well, it's more likely she can't produce anti-magic with magic, because that wouldn't make any sense. And that's basically what these chains were. They were just magically produced by her blue dimension. So, Erza equips her fairy armor, and she does something that's been hinted at before, but I have been waiting for it to happen actually for a long, long time. She finally uses heavenly body magic, where she enchants it onto her sword. Mitsuki is immediately surprised that Erza can even use heavenly magic inside her dimension, and then she looks up and she sees the fact that her dimension is currently being consumed by Erza's power, apparently, where her blue dimension is now turning scarlet. Yeah, so Erza is still pissed off about the hair, reminds Mitsuki about it, and then immediately cuts her down with Fairy Blade Meteor. So yeah, Erza's version of Grand Chariot. I like the fact that it's still part of her armor attack, part of her swords because that's what she does. She's a knight. So I like the fact that she applies it to her weapons instead of just summoning a bunch of fucking meteors to blow shit up like Jalal. By the way, this entire fight apparently took place in a matter of like 24 seconds, or maybe a little extra. It's hard to tell. But the point is, when the blue dimension disappears, because it's about to, because Mizuki is just lost, will Erza still take all that damage for the next 24 hours? Or is it over, and Erza's going to be fine? I guess we'll have to find out in the next chapter, but if she does, the two of them are about to fucking explode. But yeah, I always enjoy watching a pissed off Erza fight. It's actually one of the more entertaining fights you can read in Fairy Tail or watch for the anime. So, that's the end of the chapter. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Fairy Tail and other anime things. Thank you and have a great day.